Marjorie Taylor Greene. I mean, whatever. That doesn't matter.
Talk again, Charlie Sykes talking about secession, which, of course, we've looked at all the numbers. And by the way, not a backbencher. Somebody who was responsible for Kevin McCarthy's rise. Mm-hmm. Somebody who Kevin McCarthy said he would stand next to till the bitter end, said that red states needed to secede from America. Of course, this is so laughable because blue states, as we all know, are the donor states, are the states where taxpayers take it on the chin to take care of districts like Marjorie Taylor Greene's, to take care of districts across Texas where Ted Cruz talks about, talks about secession. Not all of Texas. There's a lot of Texas that actually contributes very well. But look at the dark blue states, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, South Carolina, Kentucky, West Virginia. You're talking about the states that are, Alaska, the biggest supporters of Donald Trump and Trumpism. And of course, what can you say? What can you say? We always hear about this, secession. And I've got to ask, what is it that so deeply offends them that like 3 trans athletes in Utah want to swim? Is that real? I mean, our military stronger than it's ever been? Are our opponents on the run? Russia on the run? China in decline, at least for now? Or Iran facing protests day in and day out? Again, it's fascinating that they're so desperate to raise money that they're willing, from small donors, they're actually willing to say, we need to have a civil war.
Well, it is deeply unserious, as you'd expect from Marjorie Taylor Greene, who, by the way, sits on the Homeland Security Committee. So we've seen this we've seen the transition from sedition to secession in a very short period of time. Look, a year ago, Joe, I actually called this shot. I said, look, the next big MAGA play is going to be national divorce. They're going to talk about it, not because they're going to do it, but because they have to keep ratcheting up the outrage. Look, this is still the far right, but one of the things that we have learned is the way that the crazy ideas from the far right become mainstream because there are no longer guardrails. It'll be interesting to see if Kevin McCarthy has anything to say about all of this. Look, there's not going to be a national divorce, but this kind of rhetoric is dangerous. And also, while I think that, we, have the leadership of both parties showing unity, don't neglect the fact that people like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Ron DeSantis are appealing to the id of the party, the id of the right, which is anti-Ukraine, which is willing to tolerate this sort of notion that our real enemy is not Vladimir Putin. Our real enemy is other Americans. That we need to pit red states versus blue states. And so, unfortunately, there is an audience for this. It'll be interesting to see whether and how much pushback there is to this kind of crazy rhetoric.
Well, and Will, we've talked about it before, but they don't hate Russia. They hate Americans. Yeah. They don't attack Vladimir Putin. They attack the United States military. Senior senators say they wish American troops were more like Russian troops. You have them saying that helicopters are coming from Afghanistan that we used in the Afghanistan war, U.S. military helicopters to hunt down Americans here at home, that the FBI is going to kick down the doors of Americans who voted for Donald Trump and drag them off to jail, that the IRS, a senior Republican senator, I think the most senior Republican senator, saying that IRS agents were going to go to his home state, kick in the doors with AR-15s and shoot and kill middle-class Iowans. I could keep going down the list, but it's one after another, and it's all about hating America. Now, why would they do this? It's baffling to me. I can't imagine it. This is the sort of thing that conservatives used to get angry about when the radical left would do it and would say, America, love it or leave it. I'm not so sure why they hate America so much, but I do know this. It raises them a lot of money.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, just like Jim and Tammy Baker taking my grandmom's Social Security checks in the 1980s, they take $25 here, $25 there, by preaching hate, by preaching conspiracy theories, by talking about how they are being hunted down by their own government. The NRA's done it masterfully and cynically for the past 30 years, talking about jackbooted thugs. And so why? Why would they do it? Well, you look and see how much the craziest members of the House will raise, and the small dollar donors that from across the country that give them money. And it's all a grift. They're literally willing to burn the American flag with their rhetoric to raise $25 across the night. It's really just sick.